If you hold Cardano, you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video. We're going to go over a huge announcement, kind of following up what we have going on in the ETF world. Also, we'll kind of recap this month of October as we are looking for a conclusion and some of the mixed signals that we are seeing for ADA. All right, so I do want to break this all down. If you all are new to the channel, great time to hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. Let's talk some crypto and get this one going, okay? And like I said, guys, make sure you all hit that like button and please subscribe, okay? But let's look into the crypto bubbles. Right now, we're starting off the weekend on a high note. The market is green as we look at ADA moving down a spot now as it rounds out the top 10 in the 10th position, still up 1.8% on the day, lagging a lot of the other top 100 cryptos, but still up from 62 cents, now trading at 65.58 currently at the time that I am recording. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk some crypto. Before we do so, if you guys are looking for a new exchange, I do have a sign up link down below in the description that will give you a 25% bonus to your futures trading account with BITUNIX. This is the exchange that I use. If you guys aren't using it currently, make sure it's right for you, where you're located, and understand all of their terms and conditions. But start trading today if it checks all those boxes and you do want to sign up with BITUNIX, okay? But this is what we're looking at, okay? The big announcement is the ETF status, not just for Cardano, but other altcoins as well, amid the government shutdown that we have seen since October 1st. And hopefully the mixed kind of gridlock kind of approach that we are seeing, right? There's a lot of people that think that this is going to last longer. A lot of people think this will end and everything will kind of pick up the pace very shortly, okay? But as we look into it, guys, the flurry of approvals was kind of put on hold. And now, despite the current pause, as you would, this is kind of where we look for Andrew Jacobson, who is general counsel at Holiday and former global head of the legal department at 21 Shares, saying that the fall is often the hottest season for ETFs. And once the government is back up and running, things will move very fast. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at when the government shutdown does pick up. According to sources, this is where we look for the Cardano ETF to come into fruition. If we want to kind of look into the poly market, this is the prediction market. They do have an estimate that there is a 7% chance of a shutdown ending by Halloween, October 31st. Okay, but I personally would think this would potentially be somewhat in the middle of November. Okay, and also on poly market, the odds of a Cardano ETF happening in 2025 sitting there at 77%. Okay, now I want to get into the forecast for Cardano, and this is going to come maybe as a shock to some, but mixed signals that we are seeing, right? We talked a little bit about the price action on the day, but as we do look at the charts, this is where we can observe a descending triangle pattern on the 4-hour, okay? And as the open interest numbers are moving, still below $700 million after the October 10th crash. This is where we see mixed sentiment amid large wallet investors and retail, okay? So yes, we are up as we get into the weekend, but with that descending triangle, that's kind of where we look for a rebound to occur. But this is where the Cardano bulls are lacking retail support, okay? Also, the whales, the large wallet investors remain divided on the fate of Cardano. Now, here are some of the mixed signals that we are looking at as it relates to the large wallet investors. That's where holders have increased their holdings to 4.33% of Cardano's total supply. Okay, so up about 0.23%. This is a big move for looking into a potential price surge, noting that the large wallet holders, the whales, they're buying Cardano. Okay, now also, as we look at the overall month, this is kind of where you look into the whales that do hold less than 1 billion, so 100 million to 1 billion, losing confidence. That's where they have offloaded their holdings by 56% this far this month, which is approximating almost 11% of Cardano's total supply. Okay, so that's where the very, very large whales, so you probably would look into the form of exchanges or people within Cardano, they're buying more, and also kind of the bettors, the large investors, right, and the ones that are below a little bit below those exchanges, they are offloading Cardano, and that's where we do get that mixed signal, right? So it's interesting to kind of note that dynamic as we move forward deeper into October and wrap up 2025. 5. Okay. And next, I do want to talk about the open interest market, the derivatives out there. They're lacking a commitment from leverage-driven Cardano traders. Okay. That's where we look at the open interest is up almost about $25 million on Thursday, and that's relatively flat compared to the 700 million that we saw after the October 10th crash, where roughly that was a crash of over 850 million, I should say. Okay, so when we do see a stagnancy in the open interest, this is where you look for people that are trying to avoid risk on investments, staying away from derivatives trading, or just taking a wait and see approach until the market kind of shakes itself out. All right. So that's kind of where the mixed signals do lie. And as we do look into that bullish triangle pattern breakout, we have to talk about it. Now, Cardano, for my money and what I'm doing in the crypto space, it's not a crypto that I look to just trade based on optimism. Okay. For me, since I bought my first ADA, it's always been a wait and see, a buy and hold, a long play for me in comparison to a lot of other cryptos that I do trade. So that's just how I'm doing things personally. You're welcome to do whatever you want to do with your own capital. If you want to buy more Cardano, sell all your Cardano, I could care less. I'm not telling you guys to buy or sell crypto. It's not financial advice. Just sharing with you guys the relevant topics as it relates to ADA. So if you do hold Cardano, these all kind of resonate with what I'm doing personally, and they should with you as well. Okay. So that's kind of what it comes down to. All right. The mixed signals, the potential for an ETF kicking back up, but also we just have a lot of net neutrality when we talk about the sentiment around Cardano, in my personal opinion. But within that triangle pattern that we are seeing on a descending shape, this is where it could generally lead to a downside if we do look at that potentially closing even below 60 cents. So putting that all together, that doesn't change necessarily my optimism, my outlook about ADA. It's always been a 2030 mindset for me personally. So what it comes down to is, where do you see yourself within Cardano in the next 2-3 months? Okay. Because I don't think Cardano within a week or two is a very strong play unless we have some incredible alpha that we can just essentially short it, or we know that it's going to pump 25-30%. We can kind of approach it in that direction. But for me, guys, this is a crypto that was once rivaling $1 in price. Now, as we look at it, it's trying to get, in a lot of people's opinions, it's closer to the 50 cents threshold, 60 cents, than it would be to a $91 level. Okay, so that's how I see it. For me, I agree with a lot of these points. I also kind of disagree with the fact that the sentiment is mixed, because quite frankly, over the last 2-3 years, I think the sentiment for Cardano has always been the same. It's just how much money is entering the crypto market, where's it headed, and why would Cardano be a buy now? Okay, that's kind of what I'm doing and how I look at it. Leave a comment down below. What are your guys' thoughts on the matter? Personally, I'm not buying any more Cardano right now. If we do get an insane dip where, say, we see some weird flash crash down to the 40s and the 50s, that may be potentially something where I look to add in more Cardano, just due to the fact that this is a dollar crypto and beyond. Okay, so that being said, there will be a lot of cryptos on sale and on discount if that situation does occur, but more so, Cardano for me is a long-term play. Okay, so that's how I'm looking at it. We're going to continue to talk and cover Cardano each and every single day. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.